What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working a little bit more on the all-wheel drive EF sedan. If you guys haven't seen the last video, we installed the Hybrid Racing shifter box along with the Hybrid Racing shift cables, and let me tell you guys, it feels freaking incredible. In part of the Hybrid Racing package, there are a bunch of items that I haven't installed, which we're going to do today. And I might also swap out my valve cover as well too, just because yesterday when I was working on this car, I was looking at the valve cover and man, it is beat up. Now, because we didn't use the original painted valve cover in my right-hand drive wagon, because we got a new powder coated one on it, shout out to the homies from the powder coat shop. The one that we painted with the rattle can that was in the wagon, we're going to use it on the sedan because it looks much more cleaner, more fresher, has a bunch of blue flakes in it, and I think it'll kind of separate the color in the bay a little bit, since the valve cover currently is blue and the car is blue. I'm going to show you guys some of the parts before we get down to work. We have Hybrid Racing air fresheners. This thing smells freaking awesome. Oh man, there's so many of them. We also have the Hybrid Racing banner, which I mentioned in the last video. We're probably going to put it down there under the spoon banner. And then a couple of packages right here. The first one is Awesome Sauce Quick Detailer. Quick Detailer. Huh, let's open this one right now actually. Remember to cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. Hybrid Racing sticker right there. Oh, quick detailing spray. Kind of almost ran out with mine. So this right here actually is going to come in clutch. Does it smell good? Let's find out. It smells almost like the air freshener. So that's going to give the car a nice scent, I guess, if you're really going to stick your nose up on the car. This one right here is a K-Series Slim Lock oil cap. Right there. Let's see what it looks like. Oh wow, yeah, this is actually one of the ones that I wanted to get a long time ago, and this is going to work well with the valve cover because it is also black. Next one up is a 130R Performance shift knob, black Durlin. Part number right there. Let's see what this one looks like. I do have the weighted one in the car currently, and I might keep that one because I like how it really feels, opposed to a lightened one, which the Durlin is a light unit. Again, we have a sticker, and oh, it's got a little weight to it. It looks really good too. I really like the teardrop. Pretty cool. I don't know. We might try it on just to try it on. Next up right here, we have an HR fuel pressure gauge. Part number right there. Oh wow, this one looks really nice. There you go, fuel pressure gauge. And the last box in here is a Hybrid Racing fuel rail. This one is a black unit as well. There you go. Let's go ahead and see what this one looks like. Again with the stickers. This one does come with AN fittings and block off plugs depending on how you route your fuel line, but check this out. That looks sick. As mentioned in the last video, hopefully by the time this video drops, I'll have a discount code for you guys to save a couple of bucks off at the Hybrid Racing website, which I'll link in the description below. But let's go ahead and pop the hood and get to installing all these new Hybrid Racing products. So I'm going to start with the valve cover only because the AN lines are sitting right over the fuel rail, so I don't want to like kind of work around it and scratch up the black unit, right? So valve cover is going to come off. We're going to build new lines for it as well too, because the lines on the new valve cover is right here in the back, so we're going to have to build some 90s around. We might be able to still use this one. I'm not too certain about this, so I might have to build a new line for this guy right here because it looks a little too short. But we're going to change out the valve cover first, so let's go ahead and grab some tools. If you guys don't know, this is the valve cover that we painted World Rally blue. This is the original valve cover to my wagon when I first went turbo. Everything in the engine bay was freaking blue. My turbo was blue, charge pipes were blue, the freaking valve cover was blue. And since then I've just kind of changed the theme to more subtle. Everything has kind of went flat or gloss black. And I kind of want to do for this one as well too, black valve cover, and just kind of make it a little more sleek because the entire car and the bay is already blue itself, so there's already enough blue in here. Engine harness ground, chassis harness ground, you can kind of see where the baffle for the catch can is at. It's only right here that's milky. But even then though, not too bad. Nowhere else. So let's go ahead and swap out the gaskets real quick, because when I did this valve cover, this was brand new. Some Honda Bond on the corners, that's important. This is literally the same stick of Honda Bond that I used on the channel months ago. Not even hardened. We are ready to put this thing back in. I'm gonna have to get either the Hybrid Racing dipstick or the Type R one, because the Type R one is black. And for right now, we're just gonna rock this orange one, which I could spray right now if I wanted to. Hybrid Racing all cap. Which one are you? Shift knob, all cap. Before I take that out of the box, go ahead and clean this a little bit. Okay. Hybrid Racing slim all cap. Flip this up, kind of helps you kind of, you know, secure the all cap with a nice little tension, right? Snug tug, bada bing, bada boom. Now before I peel off the film from the valve cover, I'm gonna go ahead and build the lines real quick for the catch can. This one is too long and this guy is too short. Catch can lines done. All right guys, so the next thing I was going to install is the Hybrid Racing fuel rail, except we ran into a little dilemma. So the standard like AN conversion that people normally do for the fuel system is a -6, which the kit does come with the -6. The other side is -8 ORB, and the kit also comes with 2 of the little plugs in case you're not using like both the inlets and outlet. So my fuel rail, my fuel setup is actually -8, right? Because I built the fuel system to support a lot of power, which is the goal with my blue all-wheel drive sedan. And the AM fuel rail that's on it currently is actually a -6 ORB to -8. I need -8 ORB to -8 AN. So today I cannot install the fuel rail, which, you know, I'm not in a rush to build the car for anything, so I'm not worried about it. I did order 2 -8 ORB to -8 AN from Amazon, and it should be here tomorrow. This is what it looks like right there. And then we can install the fuel rail and the fuel pressure gauge, and then we'll peel off the film off the valve cover. So for right now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to clean up with the car stuff today, and I'm actually going to mow the lawn, because shout out to my buddy Alex. He came through again with the lawnmower. If you guys remember, he came here with the all-wheel drive EJ8 coupe, and he did drop off the lawnmower as well too. So shout out to him for dropping it off again. And I'm just going to mow the lawn because mom wanted to, and she's actually on vacation right now, so I figured I'd just knock it out. So glad we got the lawn knocked out yesterday, because I had no idea that today was going to rain. It has been on and off pouring back and forth for the last couple of hours, and didn't really look at the forecast to know if the rest of the week is going to pour like this. But man, when it pours as hard as it does here where I'm at, it does get really cold as well too. Amazon did pull up 2 hours ago, so we do have our fittings here to continue with the Hybrid Racing fuel rail. Let's go ahead and open this up and make sure that the fittings fit the fuel rail. Usually when I order fittings off of Amazon, it's the Evo Energy brand, but none of the Evo Energy stuff was going to show up next day, and it was going to show up like next week. So this brand right here, I've never heard of it before, and you know, the fittings, if they're made out of aluminum, they're so and so about the same. This is what I got off of Amazon. It's a 2-pack of -8 ORB to -8AN, and it does come with the O-ring itself. The wind and rain is going buck wild out there right now. Let me show you guys what this thing looks like. The fact that it came in a bag and each fitting come with its own Ziploc means more Ziploc for me. So -8 ORB, which has a flat end on it. It has an O-ring for, like, obviously fuel delivery to ensure we don't leak. And then we have -8 on the opposite side, right? This is for an AN fitting. Let's go ahead and grab the Hybrid Racing fuel rail. Again, part number for this fuel rail we're using right here Hybrid Racing. This is a black fuel rail. I kind of wanted to keep it sleek in the EF sedan like I did in my wagon. Beautiful fuel rail from Hybrid Racing. Check it out. They do have it in multiple colors. Nice and perfectly squared. -8 ORB on both sides and also in the center if you guys want your engine bay to be a little bit cleaner, not having the fuel line going in the sides, right? They come with 2 block offs right here, 1 and 2. Now if you are force inducted, they do recommend you run the fuel in and out on the sides of the rail to retain fuel pressure on higher RPMs. I'm gonna go ahead and cap out the center one since we are not using that with one of the provided plugs. Use an Allen wrench so you don't strip your hardware. Shout out Hunter Tune for sending this over a while ago when we built Project Blueberry, because this thing has been super duper handy with all the Allen stuff I've ever cranked down on. Give it a nice little snug tug since the O-ring is gonna do its job. You don't have to like super duper crank down. There you go. -8 ORB. Threads perfectly. Now depending on your fuel rail, these do come in different sizes to the fuel rail in and outs. The AN one that's on the car right now is a -6 ORB to whatever, you know, in and out you want the AN to be. But that is the reason why we ordered this fitting, because the AM one is smaller than the Hybrid Racing, right? Snug tugged. Snug tug. I'm probably gonna put on the fuel pressure gauge as well too while we're at it. Once again, part number is right there-ish. Hybrid Racing fuel pressure gauge. I am gonna put a little bit of Teflon right here on the end. Hybrid Racing fuel pressure gauge installed onto the Hybrid Racing fuel rail. Let's go ahead and disassemble the older one inside the car and get this one installed. Sometimes these top hats are a little pain in the butt to take off the fuel rail. Usually I'll put a rag or put electrical tape on it, like 2 rounds, and use a vice grip to pop it off. But I pop these off without taking off the injectors because, you know, plugs and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off and swap it over to the Hybrid Racing one. I'm lubricating the O-ring with the gas that drizzle out of the fuel rail, just to make sure that we're not going in dry, you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is twist, you know? Got the new Hybrid Racing fuel rail installed. This thing looks so much more sleeker than the silver AM one that we had before. This thing looks very plain because it is just straight silver and no markings on it, where this one has a little bit of character with the Hybrid Racing logos right there and the green, the established color to Hybrid Racing. Looks good. And really, the only thing left here in the engine bay is to peel back that 3M film on the valve cover. Really loving how it gives that black valve cover look until you get up close and personal with it. It's all blue flakes in there. This is the Ross badass blue flakes that we put on here when we painted the valve cover for the wagon. I am debating on putting a spark plug cover on the valve cover just to kind of hide all of this right here, right, to kind of make it look that much more sleeker. I had an OEM one that I gave to Dwayne for his wagon when we went down to SoCal. The K-tuned one is actually in my wagon, and I thought I had another OEM one here somewhere, but I don't know if I want an OEM one or an aftermarket one. Oh, here we go. Got an OEM one right here. I believe it goes on like that. I mean, it's kind of too flat for the valve cover. Should I paint match that? Should I wrap it carbon? Should I just get an aftermarket one? I do like it kind of hiding all of the coil packs and stuff, because again, it just makes it look that much more sleeker. But I mean, it looks aggressive. I guess to me it looks aggressive without it. I mean, either or, I'll be okay with it. The valve cover looks good regardless of the fact. I just need to get a different dipstick. The last thing in this box here is the shift knob, and I want to install it just to kind of compare it to the weighted block shift knob. This is the 130R Black Darlin performance shift knob I showed you guys earlier in the video, and I want to know how it feels to have a lighter shift knob, because I don't know what this compares to, like, you know, a stock EF Civic, which I've never had, stock Integra like GSR, which I think weighs a little bit heavier than this one since it is leather. This is a fully weighted shift knob. As I mentioned, I really love the mechanical feel of the Hybrid Racing shift knob. I love how nice and tidy it is compared to the Buddy Club that was in there before. And with the weighted shift knob, it really allows me to feel all of the shifts, if you guys know what I mean. Let's go ahead and pop this off really quickly. There's a 14 mil nut on the bottom, and you just screw it off. So this is a teardrop style, which I actually am a fan of. I love the teardrop style shift knob, and I wish the blocks was a teardrop style, you know what I mean? But it being weighted is why I like it, and it is like a Type R style. If you guys don't know, this one right here just screws on. There is no like wrong way to put this on as far as like positioning, where the block shift knob has the numbers on it, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and screw this all the way down. I do like the Battlecraft one as well too, but I mean, I don't want to buy it because I got like 20 shift knobs I can choose from. But oh man, okay, so I really love how this feels. No diddy, right? It fits my hand really nicely, whether I hold it from the bottom or on the top. But it does feel light. Like I can feel how light the shifter is on here, opposed to the blocks unit. But I don't know. It feels really good to grip. Again, no diddy, but it does feel really light. I might have to just give this a try one time and see how it feels compared to the blocks one, but okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on for right now. All my other cars do have weighted shift knobs, so I guess we'll just try this lightened one and see how this works out for me and really feel what my preference is. Thank you, Hybrid Racing. Man, I want to give a big shout out to Hybrid Racing for coming on board with us this year. Big thank you to man, I want to give a big shout out to Hybrid Racing for coming on board with us this year. Much appreciated for all the parts that you guys have sent over to rock on the all-wheel drive EF sedan. We are just about ready to put this thing back up on the dyno and just kind of do a touch-up tune on it. What I'm also going to do before the dyno is get a OEM upstream O2 sensor from an O204 RSX, because it is a built-in wideband, and I've kind of grown to drive without the wideband up in my face like all the AEM ones that we've had before in the past. But I want to get a wideband up in the car just so that we can have compensation for when we're not on the dyno, because I feel like if we had the wideband when we were at IFO last time with the sedan, it would have kind of helped corrected the map a little bit when we kind of boost creeped a little bit, or whatever the case may be. When the AFR seemed a little weird, it could have, like, I don't know, the K-Pro could have done something to kind of help it out a little bit. But the car should be going back to the dyno to get a touch up, because we're trying to race next month at the USDM Super Meet in Bakersfield. They shut down Irwindale where they originally hosted it, and I would drive down there almost every year to attend it. And now they've brought it up to Bakersfield since IFO. Now they brought it up to Bakersfield because Irwindale is gone, and that's kind of good because that's halfway point for me. It's about a 4-hour drive, and I really want to get this car out there to kind of get a little redemption and also try to make a solid A to B pass. especially now because we have the new Hybrid Racing shifter box. Just got to call my tuner up and schedule a dyno tune, and hopefully soon here we'll be over there in Antioch. But as far as this video goes, we're going to wrap it up. As mentioned, hopefully by the time this video drops, we'll have a discount code for you guys for Hybrid Racing. All the links to them will be in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of progress update on my all-wheel drive EF sedan with the Hybrid Racing product installation. If you guys did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for the new project car coming here the next couple of days, I'll explain more about it when we get the car here. But if you guys want to see what it is, and if you guys want to stay tuned for it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I know it's April 1st too, and it's not a joke.